So in my off stream time, I've been playing a little bit of RE1 Remake. And my god, I forgot how good this remake was. It's this is the blueprint for a remake here. This is how you make a remake. And I did play the original Resident Evil 1. And I remember the leap they took when they went from the original PS1 version to the GameCube version, the remake. Guys, and now to the PC version, which is even better. But you don't know, I think this Resident Evil 1 remake was super necessary. And here's why. Like I said before, it was a huge leap in technology. If you look at the GameCube and the PlayStation 1, huge leap. So it made sense to make a remake. It's actually cool that they've made a remake. All the original players get to come back, and all the new players get to experience what people experienced back then, right? But better. So this is why I enjoyed this game. And the second reason why it was necessary and it made sense is because they kept everything in the original remake, the original RE1. And what they did was they added more things. And the thing is, I loved how they kept the fixed camera. They even innovated in that. I enjoy how they kept that aspect, that old aspect, despite, the reason. Let's look at the reason why they had fixed cameras back then. Well, that's because they didn't have the analog stick, right? You couldn't run. There was no analog stick, so you had to use the D-pad. So the reason why I really enjoyed the remake also is because they kept the fixed camera despite them already having analog stick on the GameCube and PlayStation 3. I think it came on the PlayStation 3, right? Or in the PC, whatever. So despite them having analog stick on the GameCube, they still allowed you to keep. They still kept the fixed cameras despite that. And this is why I love this remake. They were so faithful with this game. They certain elements that was in RE1 original still came to the remake. And the thing is, they actually added more things, like certain areas, certain shortcuts. They added things. They didn't take away things from the RE1 remake. They added things, man. They still kept that same feeling. The RE1 remake still had that same feeling the original Resident Evil 1 had, where you were scared to go around corners because of the fixed cameras. Like, if you remember, you would run in a hallway, right? And all you hear is and you were scared, or the footstep of the zombies, and you were scared to run around corners because the camera is controlled by the game. And dude, I don't know how to explain this feeling, but good god, that still was there in the remake. And this is why I'm stressing. This thought came in my head: would I want an RE1 remake, if that makes any sense? Hold on. Would I want a RE1 remaster remake, if that makes any sense? With the RE engine that we have now from Resident Evil 2 and up, do I want an RE1 remake? Because we all know they're gonna get rid of all of the elements that they had back then. Because if you look at any of the new remakes, now I did say I enjoyed RE2 remake, and the only reason I enjoyed RE2 remake is the replayability and how short it was. It wasn't long, and it was pretty faithful in certain areas of the game. And I don't remember it cutting anything. If I'm wrong about that, go ahead and point that out in the comment. But I don't remember it cutting anything. I actually remember it adding things. So I enjoyed it because it was actually pretty fun. But I will say, comparing it to the RE1 remake, it has nothing on it at all. RE1 remake was way too faithful and way too good. Bruh, have you played the RE1 remake? Go play that. If you played the original and you never played the RE1 remake, go do that. Because it was just so good. Now back to what I was saying. I hope RE4 remake doesn't change. Well, if it changes thing, it is a remake. If it changes thing, okay. Like the RE1 remake, they did change certain things. But I would love them to keep the blueprint from the RE1 remake and not take away things. And keep things and add things. I hope that's what they do. I'm still pretty excited for it. I'm not saying it's trash. That's not what I'm saying. I hate when people get that out of nowhere from me talking about this. But I hope, what I'm hoping, this is my hope. I hope they add things and they keep old things. For instance, certain areas in the map. Keep that. Keep the old one. You have the blueprint already. Just copy and paste the old one and make it look better. And add more things. Add certain areas you can go to that you couldn't go in the old one. Like they did with RE1 Remake. If you remember RE1 Remake, certain balconies you could go through. Certain things you could do, you know, certain doors you can go through that you couldn't in the old one. And innovate in certain rooms. Like in the RE1 Remake, if you remember. Certain rooms, they added more things. You know, just the visuals were better. And the thing is, if you remember in RE1, one little detail I wanted to point out in the remake is that if you remember certain areas, certain details they had with certain areas where you could step on rugs, you know, it made different noises depending on where the player's foot was. It would make a certain, you know, noise of the rug and the creaking of the wood. It was just crazy. This is why I said this game was crazy good, and this is why I say it was necessary, because it completely changed everything, but also kept the original. That's something I gotta stress. It still kept the blueprint of the original one, and it innovated. And I hope that's what they do with this RE4 remake. I hope they keep the old things and add more stuff. And I know I've said this before, but I wish if they ever remake an RE1, please don't go to over the shoulder. It's okay. We had several games already that went over the shoulder where you can control the camera. RE2 remake, RE3 remake, you could do that. We had a couple games, but bring back the fixed camera. Why not? Why not just try it? Shoot, I know not all modern, you know, zoomers want to play fixed cameras, but try it out. Give it a chance. Try it. You know, throw it in there, or at least give us option where you could play over the shoulder or fixed cameras somehow, some way. I just want to see how they can incorporate this fixed camera that they had back then, this tank camera, with this new technology. Imagine the RE2 remake kept that fixed camera, right, that they had back then, and maybe made it like the RE1 where they gave you more mobility with the player, right? And with the technology we have and all the stuff they could add in certain areas, you know, certain rooms they could change and make better. Ah, man, imagine that. And that's what I'm getting to. If they ever make a RE1 remake, like I asked, if they ever make a RE1 remake, which I know that's where they're going to keep remaking some of these games just to throw them in the RE engine that we have now. But if they ever remake it, Capcom at least try to keep the fixed camera and the old, you know, the way they made it back then. Try not to change the things that made it good. There you go. Try not to change things that made it good, and keep that, and then try to add things. I know I'm asking for a lot here, especially with modern games. Try to add things, you know, and make it, you know, better things, you know, to the game that would make it, keep it fresh a little bit. And that's what RE1 did a little bit, and I enjoyed that the most about this game. I did play it again. I did play it a long time ago, and I played it again, and I just miss this way of doing things, you know. I know people gonna be like, oh, you just like the old way. No, I enjoyed the over the shoulder. I told you I enjoyed RE2 remake. I did. But I think I prefer this. I'm curious to see how can they make an RE game like that again, like RE1. So here's the thing, fellas. Where is Capcom going? Again, I ask this question again. Where is Capcom going with all of these remakes? Are we just gonna remake all the way to Resident Evil 6? Which, please don't do that. Like, when are we getting RE9? Or bring some fresh new characters with the third person again. I liked first person, but I think I would much rather prefer third person more. But bring something fresh, bring something new, some new characters. Where are they going with all this remake? I know RE4 is coming out, and I know it's just getting everybody to buy it based on nostalgia. Everybody's buying this game, well, especially the old heads. They're buying this game based on nostalgia, not that it's something new per se, if that makes any sense. But you guys let me know what y'all think about that. Is an RE1 remake, would you like that, or would you be like, no, just keep the original RE1 remake, don't make an RE1 remake, if that makes any sense? You guys let me know what y'all think. I know this is a long video. I will be playing RE4, streaming it. Yeah, I will be streaming it. But let me know what you think. Is RE1 remake the best remake ever? Would you like a remake? Let me know.